Hey guys, Huncho, Korean Challenger, rank 6 NA. 25.19 or 15.19 patch just dropped. And this is actually a pretty significant patch for the jungle meta because certain junglers are hit that have been at the top and a few junglers that Riot is trying to bring into the pool, right? So let's just look at the patch real quickly, go over it. For jungle nerfs and as jungle changes, Pantheon adjustments, Poppy some adjustments, irrelevant. Brand adjustments, Diana, big buffs, and Lilia some changes there as well. And Jax adjustments, Lee Sin adjustments. So let's go over those really quickly. Brand, he gets a 0.005 modifier on his passive Blaze. This is going to make his clear bit better. He gets a 10% AP ratio on his W, and he gets a 5% AP ratio increase on his R. So pretty slight buffs to Brand, but you have to keep in mind, he was already buffed a couple patches previously, if not last patch, I'm not sure. So these are going to add up. Brand is unfortunately going to be a very strong jungler, right? Good change for Brand. Next change is Diana. Very interesting one, because I'm not sure if you guys remember, Diana, her only changes lately for the past year have been her monster modification on her passive. So this essentially just means how much damage extra her passive is dealing to monsters. So every 3 auto attacks, she's dealing 300% extra damage with her passive to monsters. And this is a very significant buff. It was 225 a couple months ago, right? So when it was 225%, now it's 300%. And this is how it was a while ago. This is how it was like a year ago almost, where it was 3x. And it's back to that point. And I think Diana's already a very strong jungler. And now I think she's going to be very good. Now, next step, Jax loses 15 HP flat, but gains 20 armor on his R cast. Now, again, you think this is like kind of, it's not actually like the craziest buff of all time, but I just did an AP Jax video, very broken. I think that this is a good change for Bruiser Jax, and I think that this is Jax is gonna be, he has a nice place in this meta right now, and you'll see in the tier list. And next adjustment is Lee Sin. So Lee Sin loses 4 armor growth, and it's a pretty interesting change. He's losing 60, what the hell? He's using 60% bonus 80 ratio on his Q, but he's getting a little bit of flat damage. So overall, it shouldn't be like that big of a change. Kind of just nerfs like full lethality or like more damage, right? Because your AD ratio is gonna be lower. So Bruiser, I think it's just like whatever change. Now Lilia, last change, she's getting changes to her ulti. So ulti CD down 10, flat all ranks, and she's getting 50 extra damage and 5% AP ratio. So R is gonna hit a little bit harder, and it's gonna be on 10-second lower CD. I don't think this is like the biggest buffs ever. And the last final change, actually no, there's one more change. But Pantheon, as you guys know, Pantheon has been dominating. He's been S+ tier, and he was recently nerfed, so he has less monster damage on his Q. And now Riot's saying that's not enough, and they're essentially killing Pantheon jungle. Pantheon jungle is dead. I can't tell you exactly what his full clear time is going to be now, but it's going to be significantly slower. They're reducing his Q. His Q initially was a 105% monster damage. Like his Q did 105% damage to monsters, right? So it's a little bit stronger than regular. And now they're making it so he's getting 75% damage with his Q on monsters. This is his main form of DPS. And also they're capping his W. It deals percent mastery damage. They're capping it at 120 damage at 200. So I think it's safe to say Pantheon jungle. Pantheon's still broken, don't get it twisted. Just Pantheon jungle is going to be heavily affected, and I think the only way to make Pantheon viable is not by going full Bruiser, it's by going like Yumu's first item. It's by going a lethality item first, so you can compensate for that lack of clear speed that you don't have anymore, right? So if you're gonna play Pantheon jungle in this upcoming patch, it's not dead. Don't get it twisted. Pantheon jungle is still good. It's just not as strong as it was, and the clear speed is gonna be very slow first clear. But like it's not gonna be that slow. Maybe like I would expect a 5 to 8 to 10 second, maybe to 6 to 7 second increase on the first clear speed. Not too crazy, but yeah. If you're gonna play Pantheon, go lethality item into Sun and Sky. I think is gonna be best. You need lethality item first. Poppy, last final change. She's getting her max health damage capped to monsters, decreased by 25, and her R on the reset R when she interrupts it. So Poppy jungle, honestly, not a bad little nerf to Poppy jungle. Kind of cancer pick, but on to the tier list. Let's move forward. This is going to be an emerald and below tier list. So emerald and below, so iron to emerald. Diamond and above is going to be some slight adjustments, but this is going to be mainly for emerald and below. And let's start off with S plus tier. It's going to be the same handful of champs, right? It's going to be Volibear. This champ is always going to be broken in lower elos. Stat checker, one of the best stat checkers. Next stat checker as well, Nocturne. These are pretty interchangeable, both S plus tier. Next champ, in my opinion, people won't really agree with this. Nunu, really broken. You can impact every lane. And a champ that I'm willing to add now is Diana. Now, why am I adding Diana to S plus tier here? Because of the big buff, but because you have to think about what is this clear speed buff going to do to Diana, right? This is going to make her Bruiser build a lot stronger because she like, you have to think about it this way. For champions, let's look at Pantheon, for example. He just got gutted in the jungle. Riot said, we don't want you to jungle anymore, you're too broken. So we're going to kill your clear speed. Now, this is going to force Pantheon into building damage items so he can clear his camps like how he was clearing them earlier when he was going full Bruiser, right? So that's why I'm saying lethality as a first item is going to be a lot better now because you can actually clear your camps. Before, you didn't need lethality because you had really insane clear speed still with full Bruiser, Sun and Sky. Now, Diana kind of has the same dilemma where it's like her monster mod just got increased by what, 75% over the past several patches. So Diana is, you can build full Bruiser on this champ and be a stat tracker. Now, as far as builds go for Diana, I think first item Lich Bane, first item Proto Belt into like a Zonia. I think Zonia's second item is gonna be very, very powerful. I think if you want to build Leandri's first item, that's alright too. I don't think Leandri's is a very good item. I think if I was to build Diana, I'd go Proto Belt, I'd go Zonia, and I'd go Decap, or I'd go Situational, right? So third item, fourth item, be I don't know, Banshees, could be a Bloodletters, could be a Void Staff, could be a Rabadons, could be a full tank item, could be anything, right? But Proto Belt first item is going to provide a lot of extra gap close. So yeah, Proto Belt first item, like that a lot. Diana S plus tier. Next champ, Amumu. An S tier, Amumu just can do it all. I'm not gonna go too in depth in this tier list. I'm just gonna rank them for you. Next champ, Brand. So Brand, he's gonna shoot up, I think, into S tier. When you think about Brand, like he has had a series of buffs and buffs and buffs and buffs after he got gutted like a year ago because he was too OP. So his Q is a 1.75 second roots. It's on a 5 second CD. It's a stun. 5 second CD. You have pretty nice clear, very fast clear. Like you kind of just have it all on this champ now. I'm gonna put him in S tier. He's not too difficult to play. Go spend some time learning his clear in practice tool, and yeah, you'll have a good time on Brand. Like you won't have a bad time on this champ, right? He just can kind of do it all. Very good DPS, sustain DPS, Rylai's OP on this champ. You can go Conquer, you can go Dark Harvest, you can go Electrocute, you can go full tank, bro. Like just, champ's kind of a tumor to jungle. Very, very strong. He's very, very strong. Like he just can do it all, right? Next champ that got changed, Pantheon. Finally Pantheon. Where's Pantheon? I'm gonna put him down to B tier. Even though it's a Bruiser meta, Pantheon lacks what makes Bruiser very strong now. I'm not sure exactly how the changes will land. I still think he'll be fine. I'm pretty sure a Pantheon still be A tier because this champion is very broken, but his clear speed is affected a lot. So a low A tier, high B tier for Pantheon as a jungler. I still think you can sneak him into A tier. This champ's pretty broken. But relative to other Bruisers, let's look at the other ones, right? You have a Xin, S tier for Xin. You have a Jarvan, S tier for Jarvan, right? And you have Wukong, who I think is better than Pantheon. Now, where's Wukong? Am I blind? Oh, yeah, Wukong I'll put into A tier. Right, Bruisers are going to be good, and Pantheon. Like Pantheon is, I don't know. Like I would still like, I would love to put him still in low A tier. Okay, why don't play Rengar? Okay, also this is another elephant in the room. Why are you champs and don't play? You see 99 destroy Korea on Rengar. Why am I saying for Emerald and below players to not play Rengar? Again, if you want to OTP Rengar, by all means, Rengar is the best OTP champion. If you're willing to put a lot of time into Rengar, but if you're not willing to put a lot of time into learning Rengar and his intricate mechanics, don't play Rengar, right? Only play this champ if you're gonna OTP him, right? If you're gonna OTP him, he's S+ tier for sure, always. But he's hard. He's just hard to learn. He's hard to play correctly. People don't know how to. So that's why if you go to Rengar, if you go to his win rates, right? I don't like UGG, but I just want like a general basis on his win rate. 47 win rate. Oh my god, guys, Rengar is so ass. No, Rengar is broken. It's just people don't know how to play him correctly, right? Rengar is. I've been saying for years, Rengar is the best OTP champion. So if you're gonna one trick any champion in the game in jungle, Rengar is one of those champs where you get the most return on your investments. He is really one of the best OTP champs, but as a meta tier list, Rengar, don't first time it. Just please don't first time Rengar, bro, in my games. Please, bro, stop it. When I'm playing ADCs, guys, don't first time it. Same with Graves, strong champion, just in this current meta, not that strong, and you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle unless you OTP, you're gonna struggle. Teemo ass, don't even play Teemo, bro. It's really bad. Used to be decent, but bad. Vayne as well. I think Vayne is like actually playable, but it's just like, why would you play Vayne when you can just like play Gwen or just play anything not Vayne jungle? Clear's not that good. Nothing's not that good. Sett, Riot's been secretly buffing Sett jungle, by the way, and Riot's trying to put Sett into a position where he's kind of like a, like, how can I put this? Like he's more of like a, like Sejuani. I don't know. They're trying to make him a jungler, but by buffing his E damage, it's not very good. If you're going Hex Slash with Nimbus Cloak, maybe. But I don't recommend playing. Next champ, let's breeze through these. Let's clump these up and breeze through these. In its current meta, again, Bruiser meta, HP stacking meta, not necessarily tank meta. Number one below, I'll put Ivern into B tier, support champion, not that good. Sejuani into B tier, support champion, tank champion, not that good right now. Rammus, B tier, decent as a counter pick, but not that good always. B tier for him, not that good. Next champ, Darius. I think Darius also B tier. He's better than the tanks, but again, he doesn't excel at anything anymore. They gutted his clear speed. Same dilemma as Pantheon, right? So we can put these two together. Next champ, let's get some more tanks in here. Nautilus, low B tier, high C tier, right? I think of all the tanks, Nautilus is probably the best. This is because he has the fastest clear speed out of them, right? So as a counter pick, Sejuani and Rams can be okay, but Nautilus as a general overall pick is a bit better because you can build the Andres, kind of like a Mumu in a sense. Just a Mumu is a lot more, like a Mumu is a lot more secured CC, if that makes sense. Like you just press R and you're chilling. On a Mumu, Nautilus is like meh, kind of. He's alright. Next champ, any more tanks that I missed? Zac. Oh, Zac, actually. Zac had the recent changes with Bammies. I actually think Zac's pretty good right now. Like, I think Zac's actually in a pretty good spot. I think Zac falls into the category of Nunu in a sense of like you can punish overextended lanes really heavily and get like you can get snowballs going. Build DCL on this champ. You can build Bammies, you can build Leandres, you can build like Bammies and DCL, very nice on this champion. And I think Zac, he's now ghosted during his R. I think he's pretty slept on. I think in lower elos, he's actually pretty good. This is the first time I'm gonna put Zac above B tier in a while. I think Zac's an A tier jungler right now in Emerald and Below. I think if you OTP him, you can have a lot of success. He's just a little bit worse version of Nunu, in my opinion. And that's why I can't put him into S tier. But yeah, not bad, not bad. Mundo is the next tank on the chopping block. Mundo is an A tier pick. As a counter pick, he is S tier, S+ tier even as a counter, right? If they pick 4 or 5 champions, if your last pick jungle and they have 5 champions with no % max speed damage, Mundo is S+ tier pick. But if they have like Gwen, if they have a Yi, a Gwen, a Kog'Maw, you're cooked. Can't play. Literally can't play. So we'll get the middle ground of A here because as a counter pick, he's amazing. As a blind pick, he's not the best. Usually he's fine, not the best. I would say he's more high A tier. Incredibly scaling jungler. I have a Mundo video releasing really soon, actually. Very soon. It's very OP. In the right circumstances. So Mundo. Another hot jungler right now, a hot topic, Qiyana. I think that this champ is very, very, very strong. Best jungler, best assassin jungler. But an Emerald and below, you don't have the hands to play Qiyana. You don't have the facilities to play Qiyana. I still will put her into A tier though. This champ is really insane. The nerfs didn't do anything to her. She's still amazing. You can either go Profane into Axiom into Serralda, or you can go Yumus into Axiom into Serralda, or you can go Yumus, you can go Hubris Yumus. A lot of itemization diversity with her lethality builds. Yeah, honestly, super solid. But again, because you're Emerald and you don't have hands, I don't know if I can put her higher. I will put her in the low A tier though. Love this champion a lot. I'll play her today maybe. Next champ, Baveth. Again, it's just too hard to play. I think Baveth's just way too hard to play for these noobs. If you want to play Baveth at the full potential, you need to be invading all the time. You need to be punishing mistakes all the time. You do scale pretty well on Baveth, but again, in a Bruiser meta, Baveth doesn't do the best. It's hard for her to compete with Xin, Jarvan, Wukong, even Pantheon. It's hard for her to compete. So B tier for her. If you OTP, again, probably S tier. But Briar, A tier. She is an elite Bruiser right now. I think that very underrated, honestly. Briar's kind of like a ultimate bravery champ. She's pretty like maybe even S tier for Briar. I think Briar fits into the category of like Xin, Jarvan, and like Wukong and Pantheon and all these Bruisers. She is just a stat checking like truck. And in Emerald and below, I think she's very, very strong. Very underrated. You don't see her in high-low for obviously because you get kited, but in Emerald and below, you won't get kited out easily. So I will have to say Briar S tier, underrated pick. Next champ, Echo. Echo is also a very, very solid assassin. He's one of the best assassins in jungle. I think he's top 3 assassins in jungle. I'll put him in the same category as Talon. Talon is like a bit harder to play, but the thing is like these 2 champs are very, very similar in terms of how they pilot. I would put Talon above them because Talon's the easiest to play out of Echo and Qiyana. If anything, Talon can sneak his way into low S tier. This champ has game-breaking design because of your E. Your E allows you to become Nunu. You're just Nunu, but you're playing Talon. You one-shot everybody, right? So level 3, press E on bot lane, kill them. Very, very strong. Not too difficult to play. WQR main combo. So I will have to put Talon low S tier, and I'll put Echo a bit lower because he's hard to play, and Qiyana a little bit lower because he's the hardest to play. She's the hardest to play. Now this is actually vice versa in terms of how good they are, but in terms of execution and how Emerald players will play this, you're not gonna have too much success on Qiyana. You will have more success on Talon, right? They accomplish the same thing. It's just Talon doesn't have team fighting like Qiyana does, but he has a lot more freedom and in what he does, and a lot more he has a lot more capabilities to punish volatility. So I have to put him S tier for that. At least gonna go into B tier for me. Or actually no, I'm maybe even C tier. Again, good champion, but it's too hard to execute in Emerald and below. Why play Elise when you can play Diana? Why play Elise when you can play why play Elise when you can just play like at this point, like why play Elise when you can play Brand? You can be 10 times more useful in Brand than you are in Elise, right? Evelyn, Emerald and below. Contrary to popular belief, Evelyn's like OP and low. Emerald and below, Evelyn's like broken. You're kind of just like Talon, where it's like you just can be everywhere on the map at the same time, and nobody in low is gonna respect permanent invisibility. Right? Nobody in low is gonna respect that. And by low, obviously Emerald and below, nobody's gonna respect that. Again, you're gonna get fed every single game on Evelyn. In terms of actual like impact, like she struggles against Bruisers, but she doesn't really struggle versus anything. There's no counter to Evelyn. You have percent attribute damage. You're good versus tanks. You're good versus squishies. Just an underrated pick. She's kind of like a Rengar. She's an OP champion, but like you can first time her and you'll have success. You know, so I'll put her in low and high A tier, but very strong. Fiddlesticks. I actually think I would like to put Fiddlesticks in S plus tier. Fiddlesticks is low S plus tier, always high S tier. Fiddlesticks has honestly been the best, one of the best junglers for like 2 to 3 years now. The problem with Fiddlesticks is that people don't play him, so Riot doesn't care, but he's broken. Fiddlesticks is the best ulti in the game, very broken. You have strong everything. You can't really die in this champ, just press Q. point and click like 5-second lockdowns. You see broken R, broken itemization too. You go malignant Sonia, never die. So I will have to say high S tier, low S plus tier for Fiddle. We say Nocturne's better than Volley. They're interchangeable. Like anything in S plus tier is interchangeable. Apart from Diana, I think Diana is like arguably highest tier instead of S plus tier. Gragas, same problem as Elise. Like, why play Gragas? Too hard for your little brain to handle. Gwen. So Gwen, no matter how many nerfs Gwen gets, she's always going to be an A tier jungler. I actually been liking Gwen a lot lately. Been playing her on my main, actually in Challenger. She's an amazing pick into tanks. She's an amazing pick into bruisers. She's an amazing pick into pretty much anything. You're guaranteed scaling in jungle, and you always be useful in this champ, even though you are getting nerfed all the time, left and right. Next champ, hecarim. Hecarim, easy S tier here. I will put hecarim above Amumu. Hecarim is kind of like Nunu in talent in the sense of where you're easily able to punish volatility. You're easily able to generate leads in low elos because laners won't respect hecarim ganks, right? So pretty nice itemizations right now too. You can go Sun and Sky, you can go Eclipse Cleaver, you can go Trojan Cleaver. You're very strong at in solo queue. Go read Wikipedia to know why. Now I'm actually so Jax will struggle versus an Evelyn, he'll struggle versus a Fiddlesticks, he'll struggle versus a Nunu, and he'll struggle versus a Brand. But Jax excels at those melee matchups where there's a lot of auto attacking, right? 4 auto attackers, pick a Jax, boom, beautiful pick. They have a TF, they have like a 280 Cs, pick a Jax, beautiful pick. One of the best like flex junglers in the game, honestly. Very underrated. But not every game is gonna be like that, so if you're picking Jax, one is good, S plus tier. But if you're picking Jax every single game as a blind and you're picking Jax as a first pick, I'll have to put him in a high A tier, which is still good. I think he's actually like maybe even low S tier, but he still excels as a counter pick. He has a slow first clear. If you're going AP, your clear ramps up quickly. If you're going the Bruiser, Sun and Sky, 24 Sun and Sky Zonia build. Very underrated champ, honestly. Jax is a lot better in jungle than he is in top lane right now. Next champ, Karthus. S tier, sleeper champ. Karthus is piss broken. People don't know this though. Karthus is the same as Gwen in terms of he's always going to be useful, but yeah, just land your Qs. Like Karthus is OP. Kayn A tier. He's very strong as red form, blue form. Not that strong. The reason why Kayn is not that exceptionally well in solo queue is because let's just say you're going red form every game. Why not just go play Jarvan or Xin instead, you know? Why not just play those champs who can do your job at level 3, you know? Because Kayn can't do a Bruiser job at level 3. Kha'Zix, again, Assassin meta right now. I think Kha'Zix is very sleeper. I think, if anything, Kha'Zix might be A tier, but again, Assassins right now aren't the hottest unless you have something special in your kit like Echo, Talon, and Kiana. So B tier for Ka. As a counter, I think he can be an S. As a blind and as a regular pick, he's a B tier. Still good, but so there's Kindred. Kindred, I usually put pretty low in these tier lists because she's just too difficult to play. I think that Kindred is I still C tier in Emerald and below. I think in Emerald specifically she can be B tier, but in below she's C tier. So don't only recommend this champion in low though. It's too hard to play. Same with Lee Sin. Like, don't play Lee Sin in low. Don't do it. Lilia, I'll bump Lilia up into A tier. I think I had her A tier in my last tier list. She had the R buff this patch. She is pretty chill champion, you know, good full clear, good into bruisers, good into everything. It's very, very underrated champion. I like Lilia. I don't play her, but Lilia's chill. Yi kind of falls into the same boat as Jax, where it's a very amazing counter pick, not the best blind. I'll put Yi into B. Again, Yi into a lot of these champs is gonna struggle. In the right conditions, he can succeed, but hard. Maokai C tier. Tank. He said Giovanni. Right. Mordekaiser. Stat checker, but immobile stat checker. Like, why would you play Mordekaiser when you can play a Jarvan? Or you can play a Diana? know what I'm saying? With actual utility. High C tier. Morgana. I might put Morgana into A tier. I think Morgana has received a lot of love because of her $200 skin. And like she's actually very strong in low elos because like you land a 2.25 second bind, you're chilling. You can win team fights, right? So I'm gonna have to put her into A tier. Low A tier, high B tier. For Nidalee, don't play Nidalee in low. Poppy, we've just received some nerfs. I'll put her B tier. She's decent. She's a really good counter pick, S tier counter pick. In general, she's not that good. Like Poppy struggles versus certain picks, Brand and Karthus and Fiddlesticks struggles a lot. Into Bruiser, she's just okay. Like again, Bruisers are gonna do her job better, and she's more of a cheese jungler. But yeah, B tier for Poppy. Rek'Sai. I'll put Rek'Sai with Poppy. Kind of same archetype where it's like Rek'Sai wants to be a full clear jungler, but she also wants to be a level 3 gank jungler. She also wants to be a scaling jungler, but she's too hard to execute. It's too hard to play. Not worth your time. Play one of the easier Bruisers instead, unless you like the champ a lot. Next champ, Shaco, S tier, always. Just OP champ. Full AP scales really hard. Full AD crit is broken early game. Again, him and Evelyn, same thing. Just the invisibility is broken. Shyvana, pretty sleeper boring champ right now. She's okay. She's just alright. Low A tier, high B tier. She's just alright. Skarner, tank, sucks. Talia, B tier for Talia. Pretty sleeper champ. She's very good, but it's very hard to execute. You need good spacing. You need good playmaking. It's too hard to play Talia. Play Bruiser. Trundle in solo queue. I'm not a big fan of Trundle. As a counter pick, he's S tier, S plus tier. As a regular pick, he's I'll put him high B tier. I think, but because he is a stat checker though, I'll keep him low A tier. Just because he's a stat checker, right? Stat checkers are always going to be very strong in lower elos. Same with Udyr. Again, stat checker, stat checking stick. Now I actually might put Udyr in low A tier or low S tier. I'll keep him high A tier though. And he is a stat checker, but he's honestly pretty underrated. He's been nerfed a lot, but he's still so strong. Like Leandri is gonna be broken on him still, so A tier for him. Viego is an S plus tier champion, but an Emerald and below, I think he's not the easiest to find success on because people play him wrong. TLDR, play Viego and you bait your teammates, right? You bait your teammates and you just get resets. That's how you play Viego. Vi, I'm actually gonna put Vi into A tier. Vi is very, very underrated. Vi is like super underrated. She's not played as much anymore. She's been nerfed a lot because of pro play and people, but I don't know. In solo queue, Vi is always going to be pretty strong. Think of Vi as like a Talon of Bruisers. Your Q is on a 5-second CD late game and it's always up. So I will have to say Vi in A tier. Very sleeper champ, honestly. I think she's very strong in solo queue. If you're going to play Vi though, she is more of a farming champ than anything, right? Like the people play Vi wrong. People play Vi in level 3 gank and then like they only level 3 gank and they only like look for plays. Get your camps first and look for plays and you'll have success. Warwick, I think I'm gonna slide Warwick into S tier. And stat checking champ. Stat checking, he's just Nunu. He's just a Nunu. And Emerald and below. Nunus are OP, right? And Zed. Zed B tier. Like high tempo jungler, but hard to execute because he's a hard champion. Zyra. Zyra, high A tier. Brand Zyra, kind of same thing right now. They're the same champ archetype, but I think Brand's a little bit easier to execute than Zyra, and they do the same job. Nefiri, just not the best assassin. She's just not the best. She's chill though. Very healthy clear. Olaf, good counter pick, but it's not a good blind pick. Not that good usually. Rumble, pretty underrated. B tier for Rumble. It's too hard to play, IMO. He requires you to know overheats and how to use your, like, weave your spells in. It's not the easiest. He's kind of like Talia. Yeah, Talia, Rumble, same thing. Sylas. Sylas got hit with those nerfs recently. B tier for Sylas. I don't think he's C tier. He's low B tier. Sylas is great as a cheese jungler, but in general, like, Sylas is going to struggle versus more meta picks, right? He can't clear as fast anymore. So this concludes the Emerald and below tier list for 15.19. Yeah, Nocturne, Volibear, Nunu, Dana, Broken. Anything here in S tier is very good. All these champs. Anyways, doesn't matter what I rank champs. Honestly, if you enjoy playing Teemo Jungle, you can OTP Teemo Jungle and go get Challenger. It's possible. Manko did it 15 times. Just because I rate something and don't play, I rate something in C tier, doesn't mean you shouldn't stop yourself from playing it. At the end of the day, what matters most is playing what you find fun. And playing what you find fun is going to be how you climb. So that's my #1 piece of advice. This concludes Emerald and Below. Real quickly, we can go over what a master and above tier list would look like. Let me just screenshot this and post it in my Discord, of course, and it's also going to be posted inside the 1v9 Academy. It's coming out soon on school. Anyways, real quick, what the master plus tier list would look like. Brand's going up, Zyra's going up, Fiddlesticks up, Nunu down, Volibear down, Nocturne down, I think. Actually, Nocturne maybe up, Volibear like this, Xin stays, Briar, Briar is going to go down a lot to B, low skill champ. Jarvan stays, Karthus stays, Warwick down to B, right? Hecarim down to A. This is going to be Master plus. Mumu down to B, right? Low skill, Talon stays, Shaco stays, Hecarim, Udyr stays, Kayn stays, Jax stays, Gwen stays, Lily stays, Morgana down, Evelyn down, Mundo stays, Echo stays, Kiana up to S plus tier. I think Brian goes down to S actually. Shyvana down to B, I think. Vi down to B, I think. Viego up to S plus tier. Or at least S, right? I like this a lot. Trundle stays, Zac down 1. Wukong, honestly, I think Wukong can stay, actually. Is that up 1? Yi up 1. Baveth up 2 to S. OP, I think Pantheon's still fine. Fury stays, Talia up 1. Rek'Sai up 1. Ivern S plus tier. I don't know if I want to put Dana. I don't know if I want to put Dana there. I think this, I like this a lot better. Honestly, I like this too. Nautilus Rumble stays, Silas stays, Briar down to C, honestly. Evelyn fine, Zac's fine. Olaf is fine, Nidalee up to S, Lee Sin up to A, Kindred up to S. Sejuani stays, Rengar up to S. Graves up to B. Teemo, don't play. Vayne, don't play. Set, don't play. I kind of speedrun this thing. But yeah, this is basically TLDR. All the low skill champions that are good in low elo, they get bumped down. All the high skill champions with champion mastery curves, they are bumped up automatically. Nidalee, Rengar, Kindred. Those champs are great, just hard to play. In Master Plus, you're able to play it, right? You're able to find success on it. Yeah, Nidalee might even be S plus tier. I'm happy with her in S though. So yeah, I think obviously some of these are interchangeable, but these are the current meta picks in Master and above, in my opinion. As somebody who plays ILO all the time, looks pretty good. As always, these are going to be posted inside my Discord, in the jungle tier list section of my Discord. Boom. This is 1519. Okay, and I'll post the master one as well. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm homeless. All right.